Hello everyone, and Happy New Year. Today, I want to show you the Riot 14.04 Alpha 1. It has not been officially released, but what I have now is currently installed. It is the same assembly that appeared recently. That is, I have updated 12.04 to 14.04, and now I have the current packages. You can even say not quite alpha, but you can say that it will be our daily bold that is, what is relevant at the moment. Some external differences from 13.10, and now you simply will not notice. The problems I encountered during the update. It's my Sambo that got stuck, that is, the network. The network was set up with another laptop, where Ubuntu 12.04 is installed, and with CookMac J5. That is, with 10, 4, and 11. Here. Then, even in Skype, the sound disappeared altogether, or rather the microphone worked, but the sound itself was not issued. That is, it was written that the audio pulse had failed. Pulse audio was working fine at this point. That is, I can say that for sure, this is a mistake of Skype itself. The most interesting thing is when you start Skype on Tinder, there is a sound. Then you go in, set all these settings, then they are exposed and are now working constantly. But with Skype itself, it is necessary all the time. You have to enter, turn on and off these settings in the sound settings, and then they start working in Skype. Here is such a thing. Here, despite the fact that Skype has always conquered with its glitches. And the laptop model itself, I have an Ace 250 Hell, where the camera is simply turned over. The most interesting thing is that in the system itself, it is not inverted. That is, not that in the system itself, but in such programs as Clean There, or something else like that. Then it shows normally. If only some video chat on the network, then the camera is upside down. If it's on Skype, it's also upside down, but there are some diamonds that still allowed the camera to be turned over to normal. And you can call on Skype without any problems. What else can we note? Let's note the same thing that I noticed at 13.10. It's a terrible Nautilus. It's annoying that all the settings are hidden here and here. I really don't like it. Then, we have all the programs updated to the current state. Although it's hard to notice anything right now. This will all be updated repeatedly. The design will change. There are rumors that there will be new icons, although it's not as important as I think. Then, another Clementine glitched slightly. In general, when updating to say the least, I did not notice such serious turbo errors there. That is, just some software, some unpleasant surprise could have thrown up there. If you have a working machine, and you have 12, 0, 4 and 3, or there's something else. There's some other version or a previous one, and you have some one. There's 8 and 3 versions, right? You need to work. Do not update in any case. Or wait. Either wait for the beta trouble, or wait for the release, because to fly something to a vigorous hair dryer, you will then gnaw your elbows. Or do you have a lot of toys accumulated in the incentive, right? But Steam seems to be working for me so far. However, there are 2 Dota asked to be updated. Well, I'm not doing that yet. I do not know what will happen next. I haven't checked a lot of things yet. What works, what doesn't work. So it seems to be good. Viac works here, although this program is quite rarely used, all sorts of such settings. Something like the Makovsky Application Center, with all sorts of simplifications of course. I'll run it again, I'll take a look. There. Here they write the characteristics of iron, that's how you see in the Riot 14.04. So, I don't know the Unity version, but it's clearly not the 8th. Probably Unity 7, a little more refined is worth it. 8th as I heard, it will be something like I'm some kind of in a vacuum. I do not know what it will be. As I looked, this is a mobile sadomasochism, a perversion, yes, well, on a regular hospital or laptop. It doesn't look like much. I understood when Vista came out in the Windows, she was beautiful, and they were shitting bricks when she was buggy, slowed down, hung there and in general, it's a tin, because I've seen all these glitches, probably not even on the service pack. When the first service pack came out, which is more or less, by the second, everyone had already forgotten it when they saw the 7. Transparent, beautiful system, fewer glitches. In general, the 7 is probably XPi. They are not bad, despite the fact that Windows itself is shit, it's all tolerable. Of course, porn banners and all kinds of shit have not decreased there until now, but when the 8 came out, a terrible, monstrous system. Let it be minimalistic there, as everyone says. Yes, it's faster. Well, this interface, or rather there are 2 of them. He's just a moron, covered in moronism. Even 8 and 1, she personally did not convince me that I should use it on one of my computers at all. That's what I don't advise you either, because they are there and watching users and doing all this shit. Firstly, 8 and 1 stuck such a tape belt, which stupidly froze the system so that, despite the fact that when everything from 8 and 0 was updated to 8.1, there were such bugs and glitches that I won't even mention it. What else will I notice from the riot? They rivet 10 O's from it. I mean, it's very similar to a Mac. Very similar there. Who has worked on any version of OS 10, especially there are 10 and 4, there are 10 and 5, 10 and 6 there. Or there are some recent ones, you can notice that it all resembles very much. And the head is in the menu, and the dock, although it is a little less developed, as if with 10, there are fewer functions. I would even say that in terms of functionality, it lags a little behind the dock that was even in the Tiger, because it was possible to put not only program icons there, but, for example, folders or some necessary file to pin it, and so that it would not go anywhere. Right. Here you have to constantly climb the file manager, and file managers are constantly looking for this file. Fortunately, here's what I can notice. A wiser search has appeared, similar to the spotlight that you were here. I would like to move this thing here. Well, yes, it's a habit when you sit here to climb in and search here, or at least move this search somewhere here to the dock. Would it be wise to put this search, for example, here, under the Give button? Yes. Although, what am I talking shit about? Why shove it there, if it's here? Right now, everyone is probably calling me such a tough noob. They will be called, that is, yes, it's fair, the people didn't notice, yes, honestly, I noticed. In short, I will speak to the point. This system is now updated 13.10, without any turbo innovations there. And it will be updated, for a long time, until March, and then after March, it will be until probably the 17th of April. It will somehow be more stable, because all the main changes will be until March. And then in March the beta will be released, and then it will be until the release itself. It will be sharpened already more as if by stability. In general, they are for the most part, a system that will be used for the next 5 years by people who do not want something in the system to change, so that everything just works well. I have said a lot. I wish you a successful holiday. Happy New Year again. Thank you for your attention.